What's up guys, Sean here, and in this video I'm going to be unboxing those knives with you guys as promised. And it is actually the next morning. I was going to film the unboxing immediately after the last video, which I cut short because it was over 20 minutes. So I want to try to keep my videos all no longer than 20 minutes. And it was really late, so I passed out as I was editing that video. Didn't get to open these up, so that kind of works out in your guys' favor because you guys get to see my carry for today, which is my Spyderco paramilitary, which is my Spyderco Para 3. This is the DLT Trading exclusive with red G10 scales, M390 blade, Lynch Northwest deep carry clip, or actually no, this is the MXG Gear Para 3 clip. For the Para 3s, I actually prefer the MXG Gear clip, but for the regular size deep carry clip and the wire replacement clip, I prefer Lynch Northwest. So this one is also sharpened on my KME. This one is done at 17 degrees per side, semi-polished edge, very sharp, very aggressive. This might actually be one of my sharpest knives, but guess what guys? I am no longer going to have to guess the sharpness of my knives and try to determine the sharpness based off of cutting phone book paper and by the feel of the edge and this and that. I have the industrial best tester on the way. It was not cheap, but it's an important investment for somebody who sharpens professionally, especially with the volume of knives that I am doing currently. It's a good thing to have, and it's also going to be very useful for me as a tool to, stay on top of my game. It will help me to know when a knife is, at my standards or exceeding my standards. And, a lot of times I'll get finished sharpening a knife and I just won't be 100% happy with it, or I'll start second guessing it, and then I end up doing the entire edge all over again due to my OCD. And I feel like sometimes, that might really not even be necessary. Maybe that's all in my head. So it's going to be really nice having something that I can get a scientific exact measurement of sharpness. So really excited for that to arrive. That should be here any day now. I also invested in upgrading my stones for my sharpening progression. For a while now, I've been using the KME Gold Series diamond plates, which are included with the KME, plus a couple extra Gold Series diamond plates, and the Columbia Gorge Stoneworks resin bonded diamond, 10 micron and 5 micron, and I've been using gunny juice on basswood. So that's really the only things I've been using. And the stones that I just purchased are the resin bonded diamonds, which I've heard nothing but good things about them, and they should essentially speed up my sharpening times and help me to achieve an even sharper edge and possibly even a better polish. But I mean, not to sound conceited or anything, I always like to be humble, but I mean, I don't really need any improvements when it comes to the polishing category. I think I have that pretty much on lock, but I can always go for a higher level of sharpness no matter how sharp I get them, and no matter how much I accidentally cut myself due to their insane sharpness. I still, want to push the limits. That's just how I am. So I'm excited to get those. And really, the thing that prompted me to buy those was this guy right here. This is the MAXAMET MANIX 2 lightweight, which is in from Matt. So shout out to Matt, or no, not Matt. Oh God, I'm having a brain fart. But anyway, I did the entire sharpening progression on this multiple times. Will not get sharp. It is having horrible carbide tear out. If I put this under a microscope at the edge, you will see little gouges out of the edge. So I started doing a little bit of digging because it was driving me crazy. I could not figure out for the life of me what was going on with this edge. I tried sharpening it 20 different ways. I tried different progressions, all kinds of stuff, and it just wasn't happening. Oh, there it is. I think his name is Doug. On Instagram, his name is like EDC621 or something. So, anyways, I reached out to Scott Gunn because he is my go-to when there's something I can't figure out. Chances are Scott Gunn will have the answers. There's not too many things that he doesn't have the answers to. He is an absolute sharpening guru. He has, more experience when it comes to professional sharpening than pretty much anyone else I know. And he's an awesome guy. Anytime I ever reach out to him, he calls me back immediately, and he always has the answers. So he thinks that my KME Gold Series diamonds were worn out, and I agree with him because the my 140 grit is starting to feel like a 1500 grit even after I do my cleaning process, which brings a lot of the performance back. I've just done so many knives with them, and he said that MAXAMET does not respond well to worn down diamond plates. So he suggested that I needed new stones, and I was plenty happy with the performance of the KME Gold Series, especially before they were worn out. And I asked, hey, should I just go with the Gold Series, or do you think it would benefit me to upgrade to something nicer? And he suggested the Veneves. He said I will get a lot more life out of them, and the performance, the sharpness, everything is going to be much better. So I'm very curious and interested to see how that goes. And yeah, so now that we're cut up, now that we are caught up on those updates, let's get into this box. This box was sent from Denise, if you guys did not know or I didn't mention it. So yeah, Denise has been probably the #1 supporter of the channel for the past couple weeks now. So huge shout out to her. Awesome person. Get this stuff out of the way. And let's cut her open. Okay, so looks like we have some purple Shaman scales, some band-aids, some more band-aids, portable first aid pack. I take it this is more gifts from Denise. Oh man, and super glue. You're so great, Denise. I love you. Such an amazing supporter of the channel. Alright, let's see what we have in here. Okie dokie. So, let me just get this stuff out of the box. Okay, some really cool looking knives right here. But I do have to disclaimer before you guys get too excited. As far as I know, these are all clones. Okay, I don't really show clones on this channel traditionally. I have never purchased a clone. I would not purchase a clone. I do not suggest anybody support companies that make these clones. I will not link the company that she purchased these from. None of that. So the purpose for her sending these out to me was so I could I was curious to see how these stacked up against the real deal, and what differences I could tell from the looks, the fit and finish, the quality, and so on and so forth. So I'm definitely interested to look into these deeper, not because I would ever consider purchasing one, but kind of just out of my curiosity. And Denise was kind enough to send these in for me to check out. So thank you, Denise, and let's see what we got here. So this looks like a Rockstead clone. I've only handled one other Rockstead, and as far as I know, the one that I handled is real. Now, it is not the same size. I mean, you can tell right off the back the blade finish is completely different. So this one, it looks like it is more of a perfect convex edge. This one looks like it was sharpened on a belt. Alright, so the size of the made in Japan on the clip is a little bit different. It is laser etched or laser engraved a little bit deeper into the real one. There's definitely a major difference in the quality of the hardware, the shape of the hardware, the size of the hardware. On the real deal, your hardware is oversized. You have large torque sizes on a small knife. On this one, you have a knife twice as large with smaller sized hardware. So that is one detail I'm noticing. There's no sharp corners on the real Rockstead. On this one, everything definitely feels a little bit more rough, much less refined. I can't honestly tell you that there's any really sharp corners on it or sharp edges, but you can definitely feel that it is far less refined. Let's see about okay, so as far as closing and the action goes, not bad at all. I swear, guys, I want to rip this apart and just completely drag it, but I'm honest, and I don't, it's against my religion, literally, to tell you guys a lie. So, oh, just noticed another thing. There is no over travel stop. So I went to disengage this lock bar, and I pushed it straight on past. Okay, so that could definitely get unsprung. It could become damaged very easily or wear out very easily. No over travel stop. On the real deal, You also have a much deeper lockup. So this one is like 100% lockup, which is pretty ridiculous. I mean, I'm not feeling any lock stick, but that's kind of crazy. Don't really see that too often. On this one, you have maybe 40%, 50%. And when I go to disengage it, you have a over travel stop. You cannot push that past that point. Therefore, you can't unspring it and wear it out, damage it. Definitely, I mean, you can see and feel a big difference in the fit and finish, the quality, and a bunch of other just little details. So, don't think that you're gonna go get a Rockstead clone for $40 or however much it costs, and that it's going to be anything like the real deal. All right, so it actually makes me happy to see that it is nowhere close to the real deal, because if it was, that would be pretty concerning to me. Yeah, and another video I uploaded today was the sharpening results of the 0562CF. This is another one of Denise's knives. I'm going to be putting an edge on all of her knives. Most likely, maybe not the Rockstead. I haven't decided on that. I have never sharpened a Rockstead. And the issue with it, or the thing that concerns me, is that this black mirror polished blade finish, I do not want to destroy that or be the reason that it comes off of the edge. So yeah, I don't know about that one. I also doubt that one's really seeing any like serious heavy use, so maybe that one should be left alone. But for anything that's going to be used, you 100% want a nice sharp edge put on it. And this one just turned out amazing. Can't wait to put this on the sharpness tester. All right, moving on. We have a Shaman Clone. Oh my God. That is god awful. I think I just heard something fall out of it. So, first thing I'm noticing, it is, here, let me grab my micarta Shaman. Alright guys, here's my Z-Wear micarta Sprint Run. Here is the clone. So wow, it is actually very hard just by looking at them side by side to start picking apart differences. If you look at the jimping inside the loop right here, I'm seeing that the jimping on my real Shaman is a little bit steeper or deeper cuts compared to on the fake one. Looks like the hole in the blade might be a hair smaller on the fake. Yeah. The clip looks pretty close to the real deal, but down here at the bottom, I believe that doesn't look right. So that's definitely off. If we look, okay, so the compression lock, very similar looking. It is obviously looks more polished on mine, but this one right here is a stone washed version apparently. So this is just a satin finish. So you have the satin finish, you know, polished kind of looking hardware and stuff. Besides the screws, I changed them, but you guys know what I'm saying. Hopefully. So where it says Golden, Colorado, USA Earth, you can see some clear differences. It sits up higher on the fake. Blade looks a little bit proportionally off. I mean, I'm talking like on a micro level, but I can see it because, you know, I just have a very keen eye. That is horrible. Look at this. There's absolutely no play. Rock solid. On the fake, not really much play. Oh, here we go. We have vertical. So we don't have any really any side to side, but we do have some up and down, which is completely unsafe. That's every reason in the world not to get this. Now you depress that lock bar, it still drops free, but it sounds like things are clinging around and loose inside of this. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this. That action is horrible. And on the real deal, it is absolutely amazing. Moving on. A fake Para 3. I gotta admit, this looks pretty sexy. It really does. Oh my god, that was awful. So there's pretty much no detent to this. Blade play, big time. You guys hear this? Once again, sounds like there's stuff clinging around in here. Once again, you have the vertical blade play. Very, very dangerous. I didn't even bother feeling the edges on any of these, but there's not really any point because I know these are not the actual steel that they are labeled. They're probably all D2, and you know, you can have good D2, but I highly doubt that this is, you know, good D2. Certainly a company that makes clones that are, you know, this bad. I mean, in some aspects they are, you know, pretty close, but that's, you know, the difference between a clone and the real deal. There is, you know, all the real important, you know, guts and soul that makes the authentic version so good and actually, you know, special. The clone cannot imitate. Fake Inkosi or Sabenza. I believe this is a whatever, I don't know, one or the other. Chris Reeves knives. Holy crap, this I don't know if this is yeah, this has to be a clone. What's giving it away to me, just looking at it, inspecting it, the edge, this is it's faked. Okay, so On the real Chris Reeves Tanto, it's actually sharpened at this angle. This one has like a second or a third bevel or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I mean, this type of edge is called like a zero grind, where you do it at such a low angle that your edge bevel goes way up. Okay, this has a whole nother edge bevel that looks like maybe 20 degrees per side or so at the edge, so that is not authentic. It also, the proportions of that do not look right to me. The edge, I mean, it has a teeny bit of bite left, but that's just because it is such a low grit finish on there. And I think I feel, oh my god, that is a ginormous burr. So Denise, you will have to let us know down in the comments, did you sharpen this or did this come this way? Because if they sent it to you like this, that is insane. If you were practicing learning how to sharpen, then it would make sense. But if they sent it to you like that, that is insane. As far as the action goes, you know, I'll be honest with you. Chris Reeves' action, I can't imagine it being something that's insanely hard to replicate. I mean, their knives are built with very tight tolerances. They're built also with tight fitment. So everything is supposed to be snug but also smooth. This is pretty damn close. Okay? The sound when the lock bar engages is pretty much identical. The feel of it in hand is pretty much identical to the Nkosi that I had. This is a I think this is a Sebenza clone, because my Nkosi had two finger cutouts. So this one is actually kind of troubling to me because this is pretty damn close. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the hardware sizes are wrong. On the real Chris Reeves, I believe it is a larger size. So yeah, I don't know. That's kind of troubling to me how close that is. This is a fake nimble, which that really kind of pisses me off, because Emp Edc, that's not a big time knife maker, you know? I mean, they're growing, they're becoming big time, but they're not like a a huge production knife maker. So they're not only undercutting the big dogs, they're also undercutting the new guys. So this is a real Emp Edc Nimble XL. Awesome, amazing knife. This one, I honestly, whatever. I'm already doing the video. It's like, I really don't even want to do this on video, because, you know, I don't want to in any way promote any of these. If anything, I want you guys to not ever support a company that makes clones. So not sure. I think Emp Edc did make a nimble that was a liner lock nimble. The one that I have that's the same size is a frame lock, so I'm not sure about that. The action on this is actually smooth. There is a hair of side to side play. No up and down on this one. The action is actually pretty close. What you're not going to get with this one is the quality steel and the performance from that. So also, hold on, let me grab mine. You can see their fake clip is junk, just a steel stamped clip. This is a milled titanium clip. As far as the rest of the hardware, look at the detail that Emp Edc, the extent that they go to of fine little details. They actually have their logo on the captured pivot. Beautiful hardware, beautiful fit and finish. This one, I mean, you can definitely tell it's a fake. Okay. And I forgot to check this one for blade play. So if I really crank on it, there is maybe a hair side to side. There is no up and down. And for the knockoff Paramilitary 2, which, you know, Spyderco is my favorite, all-time favorite knife company. They designed probably my all-time favorite knife, the Spyderco Shaman. And, you know, I'm always carrying Spydercos. I'm carrying this pair of 3 and my KAPARA today. Yesterday, I carried 2 Spydercos and a Benchmade. Not really a big Benchmade fan, but I'm carrying that bug out because I want to do a comparison, you know, battle video. So, anyways, the action on this one is the closest to the real deal. There's no side to side, just a hair of up and down. I mean, barely a hair. This one is probably the closest. I'm not going to bother grabbing one of my real PM2s to compare because there's no reason you should ever buy a counterfeit. But yeah, they are getting sneaky, guys. They are getting closer and closer to imitating the real deal. But at the end of the day, no matter how close they get, it's still an imitation, and you still shouldn't support it because it is undercutting, you know, the knife companies, the knife makers that we love. Now, let's close all these. Yeah, I wanted to show you guys one more thing real quick. One more knife that I have in for sharpening and what I'm doing with this. So this is an XM18 3.5 inch Spanto with a choil. The owner of this knife has been sharpening it himself, and he is not satisfied with the way that it is coming, or the way that's turning out, mainly to do with the profile of the edge, which the Spanto is a very, very tricky blade to get a nice looking profile on. I'll show you mine. This is the harpoon Spanto, so the only difference is the harpoon at the top, but the blade grind, blade thickness, all that is exactly the same, so you can get an idea of how mine turned out. And I'm going to do my best to replicate that for him and get his all fixed up. I mean, not that it's horrible, because I mean, to be honest, it's very hard to avoid the thickening in this section because of the transition there. You almost have to sharpen it like a tanto in order to get an even looking edge bevel. Okay guys, so there are those side by side. I'm going to get that taken care of for him. And his name is Brian, so shout out to Brian. And yeah, so that's going to be it for this one, guys. I got to hurry up and get my butt to work so I can make some money. I love you guys. Thank you all for watching. Jesus loves you. Stay tuned, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.